The price of Bitcoin rockets to over $99,000 per coin, reaching another new all-time high, on its way up to $100,000. And could we see that price before the end of 2024? The price of the XRP token reaches $1.62. And where do we see that price by the end of 2024? Also, where is the M2 money supply going to be going in 2025, and what can that cause for the price of cryptocurrencies, as well as the Securities Exchange Commission's chair Gensler decides to resign from his position and officially releases a statement. So make sure you guys tune into this video to find out all the details. Hey guys, Ryan with Big Dog Investing. Thank you guys for tuning in to my channel. If you guys could do a couple of things for me, if you guys can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you guys have not done so already, click the bell notification down below so YouTube can send you guys notifications whenever I release videos. Watch the videos all the way. See if you guys could share my videos and share my channel with anyone. I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can, and I definitely need your guys' help in doing so. Getting started, today will be Saturday, November 23rd. The total market cap right now for all cryptocurrencies is $3.35 trillion. This is a 1.71% increase over the last day. Bitcoin right now is currently trading at $98,074, Ethereum $3,431, and XRP right now at $1.50. If we look at Bitcoin though, we have to look at the 7-day chart. We did see Bitcoin briefly touch that $99,000 mark. So we did see it briefly touch over, since retraced a little bit. We did go down to 97.4, and then now we're back up to 98. So where do we see this price in the near future? I do see the price of Bitcoin, again, anything I say in this video should not be considered financial advice, but I do see Bitcoin trading roughly about $100,000 before the end of this month, if not before the end of 2024. Ethereum did briefly touch over the $3,500 mark. It's hard to see on CoinMarketCap, but if you look at some of the exchanges, their charts did show Ethereum over 3,500. And then XRP right now at $1.50, but we did see XRP briefly touch over at $1.6171. So it's great to be in cryptocurrency right now. It's great to be one of the holders of any of the coins right now, roughly, because they're all pretty much up for the most part. If we look at our biggest gainers and losers in the top 100, we see 1, 2 cryptocurrencies, maybe 3 right here in the red. This one might be at 0%. But XLM right now, currently our biggest gainer, currently up 64.2%. For those of you guys that don't know, the founder of XLM used to be one of the founders of the XRP token. So, obviously, if XRP is going up in tandem, again, no financial advice, the XLM token should go up as well. We see VET 26.7, one of my other favorite cryptocurrencies, as well as Hbar. Jasmy, don't have it, but currently up 34.8%. But if we look at the last week, XLM's the biggest gainer, up 166%. Hbar 79.6%. OM currently up 61.5. Don't have this token either. And this is right here is the Peanut. If you guys have been watching the news, this Peanut the squirrel one. If you guys don't know, he was actually euthanized. They ended up taking him from his owner and euthanizing him. And then, it's a meme token. Obviously, trade with what you guys want. And, obviously there's a lot of risk with those meme tokens. But, I'm not in any of them right now. And I don't plan on being in any in the near future. Getting into our news, though, the Pentagon can't fully account for the $824 billion budget that it had. It says that we're going to do better, and we hope to have a balanced budget and be able to fully account for it by 2028. And that's their goal. And to me, I think it's kind of ridiculous, because if I can't balance my taxes, and when I go and I say, oh yeah, my bad to my taxes, I didn't realize that I had all of this money that was supposedly supposed to be taxed, and I didn't, let you guys know, I can get fined or put in jail for it, but the government says, oh, my bad, oops. Kind of ridiculous. And this leads us to our debt problem. We just reached a national debt of $36 trillion. And if we actually look at the U.S. debt clock, right here, this is the active as it's going up, 36 trillion, 23 billion, $236,500,000. Absolutely horrendous, our debt. And it's going to keep on going up and up and up. And this is why we did have the Department of Government Efficiency get instituted. We see Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy running it. Hopefully they can bring down our national debt. Obviously, they're not going to get rid of this $36 trillion debt in one term. Former President Trump cannot run. And now I would say President-elect Trump can't run again, so we'll have to see who's going to be inside the government next after. But hopefully we can see this $36 trillion start to drop. It'll be one of the first times in U.S. history that we ever had a president bring down our U.S. debt. Now with this, we're having The SEC chair Gensler going to be resigning from this. It's in a later thing. I don't know why it's not first. But Robert Stebbins, as SEC Gov chair, would be a Jay Clayton 2.0. So rumors are swirling that that's going to happen. Stuart Alderati, if you guys don't know, he's the chief legal officer over at Ripple, says receipts attached. So attached. So this is with the Ethereum free pass. This is in an email. It says attached, and this was in 2018, so June 4th of 2018. Attached, please find a draft of a speech I had mentioned, which suggests that we don't need to see a need to regulate Ether, as it is currently offered as a security. And then we see Stebbins right here in the email list, obviously the Ether speech right here. In my opinion, I do not want to see this guy involved at all as the SEC Gov chair. Fox News came out and said that these are potential picks. Gallagher, Yuta, Pierce. Hester Pierce is currently with the SEC right now as a commissioner. She sits on with Mark Udall. But I would like to see Hester Pierce as one, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. Brooks, and then I don't know who this is, Giancarlo. Obviously, Hester Pierce would be my pro choice for the SEC chair, but we'll see what happens with it. But if we look at the forecast for the M2 money supply, for those of you guys that don't know, the M2 money supply is what the amount of money that is currently in circulation, and then we're going to see added money in circulation. So when the U.S. decides to turn on its money printers, obviously it's going to increase the amount of money that's out there, and if there's nothing backing it, this is what leads to inflation. If we look at the United States, now I know it looks like, obviously Brazil, it's all in alphabetical order, but Brazil looks like it's going to be a lot more than China, but China and Brazil are using it differently, so you have to look over here at the charts. Brazil is going to be in millions, and then China is going to be in billions. So obviously it looks like Brazil is going to be printing more money, but it's going to be actually China as the most, and then the US is going to be the second, and then we're going to see India as the third. But they're just basically just printing money out of nowhere, so this is going to increase the money supply. So if we look at this, it's going to be $309.479 billion. Put it into the markets, printed. That was the latest, and then we see the forecast of quarter 4 of 2024, quarter 1, quarter 2, and quarter 3 of 2025. And this is what they're going to be adding to the money supply. The United States is going to be doing the same, and that's going to be, again, in the billions. So we have to be careful with what we do and how we manage our risks. As we have money in the bank, it's going to slowly start to lose its monetary value, especially with inflation getting caused by these money printers getting turned on. So in my opinion, it's going to lead to a price increase of the commodities market. So if we look at the global liquidity versus the Bitcoin price, we can see that Bitcoin starts to rise as well as the money supply. Now, the money supply is still going up faster than what the price of Bitcoin is, but if we can still see this going, we can see this in the near future. As the money supply goes up, we're going to see the price of Bitcoin go up. And here's the chart for the key. Global M2 money supply right here is going to keep on increasing, and the price of Bitcoin has been steadily increasing as well. And these are just forecasts. And then if we look how it's calculated, a look into Bitcoin, we can incorporate the Federal Reserve's liabilities with our Federal Reserve banks and overnight reserve repurchase agreements. This provides a more efficient measurement of financial supply versus our tracking of M2 money supply. And the major central banks tracked for the M2 money supply is the U.S. Federal Reserve, China's the People's Bank of China, EU, European Central Bank, and it keeps on going. Bank of Russia, Bank of Canada, Reserve Bank of Australia. And then what does this mean for the global liquidity or M2 increase? It means that the major central banks are making more money available in the global financial system. This is achieved through either lowering interest rates or implementing quantitative easing. Quantitative easing involves buying up government bonds and other securities to increase the money supply. And you can track these increases or decreases in global liquidity using the chart on this page. And then why is global liquidity important for Bitcoin? More money in the global system can encourage spending on perceived risk assets such as Bitcoin. It is therefore extremely valuable for strategic investors to monitor changes in global liquidity over time in relation to Bitcoin price. Historically, Bitcoin bull markets have coincided with the rapid expansion of global liquidity. So rapid expansion, increase in global liquidity causes the price of Bitcoin to go up. It's just what they're saying. Again, no financial advice. Some people view Bitcoin as a potential alternative to the existing central banking system. This is because Bitcoin has a predetermined monetary schedule. And this is another reason why people are choosing to monitor the price of Bitcoin alongside fluctuating global liquidity. And that is because Bitcoin has a halvening cycle every 4 years. and it's a schedule. Whereas China, United States, Russia, Australia, England, we can all print money whenever we want to at any time, no cycle, and increase the value of the dollar and then also decrease the value of the dollar by printing the money would decrease the value of the dollar, and then getting rid of money in the monetary system would increase the value of the US dollar. Now, here's the post that should have been put earlier when I had this over here with, who's going to be taking over for the SEC chair. There's no official statement yet on who's going to be taking over, but Gary Gensler says, on January 20th of 2025, I will be stepping down as the SEC Gov Chair. Here is the thread. The SEC is a remarkable agency. The staff and commission are deeply mission-driven, focused on protecting investors, facilitating capital formation, and ensuring the markets work for investors and issuers alike. The staff comprises true public servants. It has been an honor and a lifetime to serve with them on behalf of everyday Americans and to ensure our capital markets remain the best in the world. I thank POTUS, so the President of the United States right now, which is President Biden, and then President-elect Trump will take over on January 20th. So it just so happens that he's going to be stepping down the day that Trump takes office because Trump would fire him. So he wants to kind of just, step aside on his own terms. But he should have done this absolutely like right now, in my opinion. But obviously, I'm not in control over what's going to happen. But he's going to be stepping down before Trump takes office. So he's probably going to resign at 11:59 a.m. because Trump officially takes office on January 20th at noon. Thank you, POTUS, for entrusting me with this incredible responsibility. The SEC is our mission. Has met our mission and enforce the law without fear or favor. And you can read his full announcements here on the SEC's website. Obviously, this is a more in-depth statement for him and his release, but it's interesting. Now, President-elect Trump says, the United States will become the Bitcoin superpower of the world. And this is another reason, on top of the M2 money supply increase, that I personally think that this is what's going to cause cryptocurrency to go up. President-elect Donald Trump nominates pro-Bitcoin Howard Lutnick as the Secretary of Commerce. So we're having a pro-Bitcoin for the Secretary of Commerce, so dealing with money. Donald Trump's team is holding discussions right now with digital assets industries about whether to create a new White House post solely dedicated to the cryptocurrency policy, sources say. And if you guys click, again, everything's going to be down in the comments below. If you click on this post, it's going to link you to Bloomberg's article, which is right here. And this is going to be a bigger article that's going to be more in depth. On top of this, President-elect Donald Trump met with Coinbase CEO on November 18th, so just 5 days ago. And then Charles Hoskinson has come out and he talked about how he's met with the Trump team and he's going to work hand in hand with them. That's his words. And I talked about this in one of my previous videos. And then he says it was a great talking to Joel Schwartz. So if you guys don't know, this is David Schwartz. He is the CTO over at Ripple, so the Chief Technical Officer, about Midnight and XRP and wonderful technical conversations. And then it says, we need Xmas hats for Charles. Obviously, in my opinion, I think that this is absolutely great. And if David Schwartz can get involved with this, I think that this can be a great opportunity for the XRP community and, in my opinion, cause the price of the XRP token to go up as well. Donald Trump's Crypto Advisory Council is expected to set up strategic Bitcoin reserve. And so there's been talks that the U.S. Reserve for gold is going to end up transferring a little bit of its assets into Bitcoin as a strategic reserve and hopefully pay off our national debt. I think that that could be a great opportunity. Another thing is BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF options are now live. So instead of just being able to buy the ETF as itself, now you can trade options on it. So you can short or long the markets on it. Bitcoin records a 40.67% monthly gain as it crosses 99K, its largest ever monthly candle. Absolutely think that this is amazing. On top of this, Hbar has proven to be the most substantial public network according to the environmental impact study by UCL comparing different distributed ledger networks. So if you look right here and you get in depth, it's like a 0.000003 kilowatts per transaction. And then we see some of these other ones are 19 times worse for the environment, 170, 200, 400. So obviously Hbar is one of the better choices for the economy and the environment, and that's why, in my opinion, we saw part of an 80% increase on that. On top of this, Hbar says exciting times ahead for Hbar. Governing council is growing with 32 members. New features are being added, and it's a wide range of use cases such as building trust in AI data with immutable records in Hbar, the future about transparency, security, innovation. Hello, future. And if you guys want to, you guys can watch this. This is Dr. Liam Baird, and he is the CEO over at Hedera, and I think he's done a great job over there. Getting into some of our Watcher Guru news, we see that the Bitcoin ETF surpasses $100 billion in assets. President-elect Donald Trump is advanced talks with to purchase a crypto trading platform, Bakkt. Obviously, I don't know how this is going to work as well. If he's going to be the president of the United States, can he receive a monetary value, especially with this risk asset? In my opinion, I don't know. I don't think that it looks too good to be able to purchase a trading platform and then become a pro crypto person. In my opinion, it's kind of, even though I like President-elect Trump a lot, I don't see this as being like the best part, because obviously he's going to financially benefit from this, and you're not supposed to financially benefit in your public office. But we see Republicans and Democrats in the Senate and in the House making money left and right because they're sitting on a lot of these board seats, and they're being able to trade stocks as they receive news. In my opinion, that should be insider trading and insider information, but obviously, what do I know? Another reason why MicroStrategy buys another 51,780 Bitcoin for 4.6 billion. So this increased the price of Bitcoin, in my opinion, and a lot of people saw this as a huge advancement in the growth of Bitcoin, because MicroStrategy owns so much Bitcoin. So he's planning on holding it. So there's going to be a lot less selling pressure as more people are buying it and wanting to hold for long terms. MicroStrategy raises another $3 billion to purchase more Bitcoin. So they haven't put in the buy order yet, but they raised $3 billion to purchase more Bitcoin. So they're going to probably purchase about 35 to 40 billion, or 35 to 40,000 tokens of Bitcoin with that $3 billion, if it's, reading right. And then $3 trillion Goldman Sachs plans to convert its digital assets platform into block ventures for faster trading and settlements. So this is another thing. Obviously, $3 trillion Goldman Sachs is planning on, obviously getting more into the blockchain community. And again, as these financial institutions start to jump on board, it's going to cause the prices to go up. And this is one thing that I wanted to point out. So this kid right here ended up making about $20,000, created a cryptocurrency, and then when people were buying into it, he recorded himself doing it and then selling everything. So he dumped all of his tokens into the market and drastically dropped the price of it, tanked it, and he recorded himself doing it. So this is him. We'll just go by really fast. So it says it went down to nearly 2 million coins. Somebody's like, why? Because he's in a little group right here. And then he ends up cheering, why is it nuked? No way. And then he gets super excited, and then he flips off the camera, and thanks for the 20 bandos. So he's basically just laughing at everyone as he's doing this, and he keeps on going crazy, cheering. And this is really bad for the community. Obviously, this is why you guys should read into and research a lot of these cryptocurrencies before you start buying them, because, obviously this, kid right here ended up creating a coin out of nowhere, stole $20 billion from people because obviously he dumped all of his coins into the market. The community rallied around the coin and has since went up by over $2 million. So he lost out on a bunch of money, in a sense, is what everyone's saying. But in my opinion, no one would have bought the coin knowing that, because no one knows who this person is, and no one knows what coin he was trading because it's so small. But because he dumped $20,000 and stole that from the market, a bunch of people are like, well, we'll show him, I increase the price of the coin, and then he's going to be like, oh, I could have had the what if potential. In my opinion, absolutely ridiculous though. He ended up getting doxxed though, so somebody ended up releasing his name, figured out who his parents were, and then also figured out his address for his house and what school he went to. Obviously, I don't condone any of that. Absolutely ridiculous doxing somebody, especially like a little kid. Obviously, what he did was wrong. Obviously, it should be investigated by the authorities. But again, this is why you always have to be careful in any asset space that you guys decide to get into. This could be stocks, crypto, or your buddy's new business, whatever it is. Obviously, do your guys' own, investments, do your guys' own research before you guys make any financial decisions, because you are only liable for what you guys decide to do with your money. So don't listen to what anyone tells you guys to do. I appreciate you guys tuning into my video, and if you guys can invest with the big dog, stay on the porch. Thank you guys, and have a good one.